2023. This is my journal for the past 30 days in taking Apex evaluations. So, this is only for my personal experience, my personal documentation. This is not for educational or financial purposes. So, on my day 7 of the evaluation, I was down 74 books on one, 33 on another one. And I think I added some accounts after that. Yeah. So I added one more account because the sale was still going, and I was down even more on day 11. And once I went through and got to day 28 and so forth, I kind of just took a break and worked on my inner self. And what I mean by my inner self, I mean my psychology. Where was my mindset at? What's going on around me while I am trading? And so some of the things that contributed that I noticed was I wasn't sitting and waiting patiently. And that's one of my biggest problems, even when I'm trading options, is because I have so many other things that I'm doing between the kids, cleaning, prayer call on Tuesdays. And now when it comes to these prop firm funding evaluations, you have time frames. Now with Apex, you don't have a time limit. However, you can trade in as little as 7 days, and I think that 7 days messes with the psyche, okay? So you're trying to pass in the 7 days. And then I was trying to help my son pass his evaluation and teach him along the way, and that was all some big distractions for me that I noticed as I continued to document in my daily journal. So what I've taken from those 30 days is, number one, I got to embrace some of the fears and anxieties that I have when it comes to the pullbacks. The pullbacks are so much more powerful on the futures because one point can be 50 bucks. And then if you're in with 5 contracts, now the anxiety is kicking in, and then I was forced closing trades that were actually winning trades, but because of the looking at the P&L, I reacted to that. So that's something that I journaled, and going forward, the P&L is hidden on my software. So also following my trading process and not focusing on the eval, even if it takes me 60 days, 80 days, 100 days to pass the eval, so may it be. As long as I'm following my process and get to the end result, is which is not blowing the eval because they're 16 books. You know, sometimes we could think, okay, 16 books, I can throw that away. So I wasn't taking it as serious as I should have been. And then another thing that I would suggest from my standpoint that helps me is to trade one ticker, one time frame, one strategy, and scaling down to maybe 2 contracts. Now, when it comes to the strategy, what I've learned when it comes to futures is that EMAs don't work. So futures move too fast for the EMAs to keep up. So I have taken the EMAs completely off of my chart. So now I'm only using VWAP and my open range levels and my Fibonacci levels. So another thing that gets or got me, when I refer to myself, hype about the funding prop firms is that you get to trade up to 20 accounts with Apex, right? And you get to use a trade copier, and you can copy one play that you make to all these other accounts. Well, that's all great, but when you're coming new to futures, that's not a good thing to do because you got to get used to the systems. You have to get used to Ninja. What is the tick? What is the point? Just getting used to the movements all together, right? So those are some of the things that I would have done differently. Is only bought one account to play with and learn the system, work on psychology, work on a strategy that works with the futures market versus using what I always use with the options market, right? And then two, trying to pass in the 7 days. So Apex gives you as little as 7 days to pass an evaluation, right? So I changed my psyche to, okay, let me just aim to pass maybe in 7 to 10 trades versus 7 days. That kind of calms the anxiety down as well, where I'm not focused on any time frame. And another thing that I saw, that I was switching systems, right? But I was switching them based off me trying to learn the futures market. And then when I switched the last system, I completely removed the MA. So that part of the evaluation was perfect, and so far so good, I must say. Um, I think that was all for that, those 30 days. And what I'm going to do now with this next round is I'm going to take it more seriously. And I'm going to see if I maybe can't switch. Let's see. I may can. Yeah. Hopefully y'all can see this. So on my round two of my Evals, Apex had a new sale, 90% off. So I spent about $100 for 300K in funding, right? So with these accounts, what I've been doing is going very slow, and because I am not a scalper, that is another thing that I see is a big hindrance to me. So the futures market is also teaching me how to scalp, because that's how I have been so far, going from red to green and kind of maintaining my green on these new evaluations, right? So during my week that I took off and all my self concept work that I've done, I'm looking at things a lot differently. And when I trade the breakouts, just take a little portion of it and get out of the market, because when it comes to futures, they can pull back 3 books in like one candle. You know what I'm saying? So the psychology is completely different when it comes to futures. And I'm just trading the Russell, and the Russell actually moves slower than NQ and DS. So imagine if I was trading those and they were moving so much faster. So I'm staying away from that end. But here is day one. I scalped and I was green. So I'm seeing that scalping is the way to gotta go when it comes to futures. Day 2 and 3, another scalp. Day 6. So I traded pre-market. I went against one of my rules and I paid for it, which is all good, because I know now when I get into my PA not to trade pre-market. Okay, stick with my session, and that is the New York session. And day 7, I focused on market structure a little bit more. Um, that kind of helped me control my emotions. So I scalped a little bit and coming out of the red a little bit and trying to manage the trailing drawdown as well. So day 8 took another scalp, slowly coming out of the red. Day 9, focusing on the process still, managing the drawdown, controlling the emotions, and I think day 10 was yesterday. And so as I was going through putting this slide together, so if I use the mindset of, okay, my monthly goal is 20K, right? So if I were to make 680 in a real PA, wouldn't I just, close the trade and be done for the day? And so that's what I did on this particular day here, because in my mindset, if I can go ahead and train it now, could not have that greed when I'm in a PA, I can have my PA funded much longer than me blowing it, right? So 680 for 20 trading days would be about 13K. And I did 1785 yesterday, I think. And that would be like a 35K month. So seeing those 2 days, it shows me that I can reach my 20K goal just by scalping a few points every day, because I'm using multiple accounts, right? That's the great part about having the trade copier and having multiple accounts with the prop firms. But it goes against you in a negative way when you're on the wrong side of the trade. So day 10 was yesterday. Those trades brought me to the green. And today is day 11, which it won't be updated until tonight. Or is it day 10 today? Wait a minute. No, today's day 11. Okay. So day 11, which is today, I'll end the week green. And I need about $2,400 to $2,800 left to pass my evals. So that is about all of what I'm doing now on my evals and how I've changed my mindset, changed my strategy to remove the EMAs. And I think going forward, I'm going to try to do vlogs every day so I can just get the information out to you guys on my progress. So I won't be waiting a whole entire month because I'm putting slides together. Okay, so I'm going to do that next week, and hopefully we can get funded next week. So this is all I have, and if you have any questions regarding Apex, regarding my systems, regarding rhythmic, I don't know anything about Tradeovate, so I can't help on that end, but Apex does offer Tradeovate, and that is it for this video. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend. See you in the next video. Bye.
Bad, she bad.